Welcome. I want you to think about the space a person leaves behind, not just the empty side of the bed or the silence where their voice used to be. I'm talking about the internal space, the hollowed-out feeling in your chest, the ghost town your mind becomes, where every thought echoes their name and every street corner holds a memory. We are taught to grieve that space. We are told to wait for time to heal it, to patch the cracks and hope it feels like home again someday. We wait for them to come back and turn the lights on, believing that they are the only ones with the key. But what if that's a lie? What if that empty, ravaged space isn't a tragedy? What if it's the greatest gift you were ever given? What if it's not a ruin to be repaired, but a clear-cut foundation for you to build an empire? Not a small, fragile house of healing, but a towering, magnificent empire of self. An empire so vast, so rich in culture, so strong in its defenses, and so brilliant in its light, that the memory of your old life becomes nothing more than a footnote in its glorious history. This is not about getting over them. This is about outgrowing them on such a magnificent scale that they become completely irrelevant. This video is your blueprint. We are not going to talk about how to get them back. We are going to architect a version of you that would never take them back. A version of you so powerful, so fulfilled, and so sovereign that the person who left wouldn't even have the security clearance to get past the front gates of the life you've built. If you're ready to stop being a resident of a ghost town and start being the ruler of an empire, then your coronation begins now. Number 1. The Declaration of Sovereignty. Before any empire can be built, there must be a declaration of its existence and a constitution that governs its lands. Your mind, your body, and your spirit are your sovereign territory. For too long, you have allowed a foreign power to have a vote, a say, an influence over the laws of your own land. Their approval was your currency. Their opinion was your law. Their presence was your measure of national security. The first and most critical act of your reign is to end this foreign occupation. This is your declaration of absolute sovereignty. This is not a quiet, passive decision. It is a revolution. It means you understand that you, and you alone, are the sole governing authority in your life. Closure is not a treaty they sign with you. It is a proclamation you issue yourself. Validation is not a resource you import from them. It is the precious metal you mine from the mountains of your own self-worth. Their desire to return is not a royal summons you must answer. It is a visa application that you are under no obligation to approve. This requires a fundamental shift in your understanding of power. The person who left believes they hold the power because they had the ability to leave. But the ruler of an empire knows that true power is not the ability to leave, but the ability to build something so magnificent that you never feel the need to. Their power was temporary and external. The power you are building is permanent and internal. Here is your first act as sovereign. Take out a journal and write your Declaration of Emotional Sovereignty. Write down the new laws of your land. The validation of others is no longer legal currency within these borders. My emotional state will not be determined by foreign elections or opinions. Access to my time and energy is a privilege granted only by royal decree, not by past association. You must be ruthless in this. You are overthrowing a regime of codependence and installing a new government of self-reliance. When you stop looking to them for permission to be happy, for permission to heal, or for the signal that it's okay to move on, you reclaim the throne. They are no longer the king or queen of a land you mistakenly gave them. They are now the leader of a small, distant country, and frankly, your empire has more pressing matters to attend to. Affirm your new status. I want you to go to the comments and write, I am the sole ruler of my life. This is your decree. This is the law. Number 2, the grand reconstruction. Now that you have declared your sovereignty, It is time to rebuild the capital city, your mind. When a relationship ends, our mind often becomes a city of ruins, filled with monuments to the fallen regime. The same thoughts, the same memories, the same regrets circle like vultures over the same broken statues. You cannot build a new empire on top of these old, crumbling structures. You need a grand reconstruction. You need to become the master architect of your own inner world. This reconstruction is a deliberate, strategic, and glorious process. First, you begin a campaign of intellectual expansion. You start building new libraries, new universities, new observatories in your mind. You read books that have nothing to do with relationships or self-help. Read about astrophysics, ancient Rome, behavioral economics, or marine biology. Listen to podcasts that teach you a new skill. Study a language. Your goal is to build so many new, fascinating structures in your mind that the old monuments to them are dwarfed into insignificance. Every new idea, every new piece of knowledge is a new skyscraper in your mental city, casting a shadow over the ruins of the past until they are barely visible. Next, you must establish your royal guard at the city gates. This is the practice of mindfulness. Meditation is not just about finding calm. It is about training your attention to be the unwavering guard of your mind. You learn to stand at the gate and observe the thoughts that try to enter. Is this thought a productive citizen of my new empire, or is it a spy from the old regime? Is it a thought of creative potential, or a memory sent to drain my resources? You, the sovereign, decide who gets entry. You don't fight the negative thoughts. You simply deny them a visa. Thank you for your application, you say, but your services are not required in this empire. With practice, your mind becomes a secure, fortified capital, not an open city vulnerable to invasion by old memories. Finally, you become the royal historian. You seize control of the narrative. The story of the breakup is no longer a tragedy of loss. In your new official history, it is the story of your empire's founding. It is the Great Liberation. The moment the foreign occupiers left, freeing up the land for the glorious reconstruction to begin. It was the necessary catalyst that led to this golden age of your reign. When you control the story, you control the power. They are no longer the one who broke you. They are the one who inadvertently set you free to become the ruler you were always meant to be. To begin this grand work, go to the comments and write, "My mind is my masterpiece." Number 3. Forging the crown jewels. An empire is not just an idea, it is a physical reality. Its wealth, its strength, and its beauty must be tangible. While your mind is the capital, your body is your royal treasury, and your life is your imperial territory. This is the stage where you forge the crown jewels, the undeniable physical proof of your new reality. Let's start with the treasury, your physical self. For too long, you may have treated your body like a forgotten colony, a resource to be neglected, or a billboard to be decorated for someone else's approval. No more. As a ruler, you understand that your physical vitality is the very source of your empire's wealth. Your energy is the gold in your vault. You must protect it and grow it with the focus of a master treasurer. This means you begin to exercise, not to look good for them, but to feel powerful for you. Every workout is you minting new coins of strength and discipline. Every healthy meal is you investing in your empire's long-term infrastructure. Every night of deep sleep is you fortifying your treasury walls. You begin to inhabit your body not as a passenger, but as its rightful owner. You improve your posture not to be noticed, but because a ruler does not slouch. You carry yourself with a quiet dignity that comes from knowing the immense value of the vessel you command. This isn't about revenge bods. This is about royal embodiment. Simultaneously, you expand your imperial territories. You must create a life that has no memory of them. You start by purging the old regime's artifacts from your personal space. You redesign your home so it reflects the aesthetic of its new ruler. Then you begin a campaign of exploration. You find a new coffee shop, a new park, a new bookstore. You claim these as new outposts for your empire. You take a weekend trip to a town you've never seen. You join a club or a group that aligns with your new interests. Every new place you go, every new person you meet, every new experience you have is you planting your flag on new soil. You are building a world so full of new reference points that the old ones lose their emotional charge. They can't haunt the new coffee shop where you read your book on astrophysics. They have no place in the new hiking group you joined. You are systematically erasing their ghost from your map by drawing a new, more exciting map on top of it. When your life is 90% filled with places, people, and routines they were never a part of, their absence is no longer a void. It is simply a fact of a foreign land you no longer visit. Declare your commitment to this physical manifestation of your power. Comment below. My life is my wealth. Number 4. The inevitable state visit. Sooner or later there will be a diplomatic encounter, a state visit. You will see them at a party, in a grocery store, through a mutual friend. The old you would have seen this as a test, a moment of reckoning filled with anxiety and dread. But you are not the old you. You are the sovereign of a thriving empire. This is not a test. This is a diplomatic photo op, and you are the one with all the leverage. They will arrive at this encounter expecting to meet the leader of a struggling nation. They expect to see the ghost of the person they left. Someone sadder, someone smaller, someone still defined by their absence. They are prepared for anger or bitterness or a desperate attempt to show them how happy you are. Instead, they are met with you, the head of state. You are calm, you are poised, you are gracious. Your energy is not needy, nor is it hostile. It is simply self-contained. It is the polite, unshakable confidence of a world leader who has bigger things on their mind than this small diplomatic formality. You greet them with a quiet warmth that is more devastating than any anger. Why? Because it communicates one undeniable truth. You no longer have the power to affect my emotional state. Your peace is the ultimate proof of their irrelevance. They will try to engage you on the old terms, to find the cracks in your armor, to see a flicker of the old hurt in your eyes. They will find nothing. They are attempting to use an old, expired key on a new, technologically advanced lock. It simply doesn't work. The psychological impact on them will be profound. They will be standing before the living embodiment of their miscalculation. The person they thought they were leaving in ruins is standing before them as a fully realized power. You did not just survive. You built an entirely new world without their permission, without their help, and most importantly, without them in mind. They will feel like a tourist in the capital city of a country they once thought they owned. They will see the gleaming towers of your new life, the strength of your foundations, the vibrancy of your culture, and they will know in that instant that they have no place here. They are not your rival. They are not your lost love. They are a foreign dignitary from a nation with a declining GDP, and the summit is, for all intents and purposes, over. This is the moment their power truly turns to dust. Not because you willed it, but because you built something so real and so magnificent that their illusion of power could not survive in its presence. Your final declaration is your foreign policy. Go to the comments and write, "My peace is non-negotiable." The empire you have built is not a strategy to win them back. It is the reason they can never return. The person they left is gone. That person was the citizen of a different land, a land that no longer exists. You are the ruler of this new world. A world built from your own strength, your own vision, and your own will. The love, security, and validation you once thought you had to import are now your nation's most abundant natural resources. You will come to a point where the thought of them returning isn't even a desirable outcome. It would be a diplomatic headache, a distraction from the important work of your reign. That is true freedom, not when you have forgotten them, but when their memory holds no more power than that of any other foreign nation. You can wish them well from a distance, the way a great empire wishes a small, developing country peace and prosperity. Their fate is no longer tied to yours. You did not get over them. You rose above them. You did not heal the wound. You used the scar tissue to build a throne. This was never about them. This was about your coronation. If you are ready to build, to rule, and to thrive in the empire of your own making, subscribe to this channel. Join this community of sovereigns. Your reign has just begun.